Hello, Emma.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, you are loud and clear. Are we good to go?
Hiya, you okay?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Emma, are you all right?
Yeah, so my laptop's been a little bit slow. I think I haven't used it in a while, so it's a little bit upset with me, so it's on a bit of a go slow.
Yeah, I was having the same issue with my laptop earlier. Sometimes it happens. Yeah.
Uh,
I guess you are sitting in a kitchen, aren't you? Is it?
yes, I normally sit the other side, but the lighting was too harsh, so I've had to sit the other side. I do apologise, you've got a nice view of my fridge.
No, no, it's all right. It's a nice kitchen. Great, great. It's good kitchen over there. And you do the thing that a lot of people, they don't like to address the elephant in the room, that is mental health. So enlighten us, Emma. What is mental health? What kind of work do you have to do? And yeah, from your side.
um, so mental health is obviously our well-being. It's how we feel inside, it affects how we think, how we feel. You are right. There is still, especially in the UK, a massive taboo around it. I do feel curriculum-wise, government-wise, it's becoming more of an interest. It's more, like we have to learn about it in school. You have to teach it in school. But the barrier can often be that parents didn't have that. I didn't have that. Even my generation didn't have that in school. It was only when I finished school and did training that it sort of fell on my lap almost. But interestingly, obviously, the things you said we discuss, I had to think about the journey I've had to get to this job. And it is actually interesting because not even that many years ago with my previous role, that's how this role sort of come about because with mentoring, which is like a step down from counselling, a lot of the need for the year group, well, the school, was that it was becoming mental health. So the behaviour issues was stemming from mental health issues, really. And everyone in school was sort of scared to go near it, to address it, because none of us had had the training or awareness. And it was sort of, who's prepared to do this? How do we address it? And it has took, to begin with, there wasn't a lot of training out there that was sort of suitable. Whereas compared to now, to be honest, there is a lot of training out there that's really good that I signpost my colleagues to as well to get that awareness. So it was a bit of an eye-opener, really, thinking that was only like not even 5 years ago and how far it has come since then. And going back to the parents, there are sometimes barriers there, but not as much as there used to be. I'm not having to have those conversations as much as I used to. It is more they're wanting to learn and asking, they're wanting signposting. So a lot of what I do now is workshops with parents, parents and students. So it is sort of moving information and disinformation out there, and it can be quite scary.
And Emma, like the common reaction from the people is that it's just in your brain, it's just in your head. You can get rid of it. It's not a big deal to have some sort of mental issues, health issues. So how can people address it, or like from your point of view, how can we deal with that kind of reactions, and what sort of things should we tell to that person that it's not just in the head?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously it's not just in the head, but it can start with that, with the negative thoughts, the unhelpful thinking. I'd talk to them then about the CBT cycle, about cognition and cognitive behavioural therapy, and how it does actually start with our thoughts. Our thoughts trigger our behaviours, how we feel. So it does start with those thoughts, which obviously, and how I explain it to the children and parents is, a lot of the time it is due to external events, which is where it can be confusing, because they say, well, I didn't choose to have this happen to me, which is absolutely right. But you get to choose how you think about what happened, which obviously can be very difficult. If you've had something horrendous happen to you, it is hard to try and see positives, or making that choice to stop thinking about it or think differently about it, which takes a lot of time, a lot of strategies, a lot of implementing over and over again. But there is the other side of it where our body, our physical health and our mental health do come hand in hand. And I say it till I'm blue in the face with young people because they don't believe me, but sleep is a massive adding factor.
True.
And if you're not getting enough sleep, sleep plays such an important role in processing your memories and regulating your body, your
True.
digestive system. And so if they're not getting enough sleep, your brain cannot regulate as well as it can when you've had enough sleep, and learning and things that people say to you, regulating your emotions is all heightened and out of skiff if you're not getting enough sleep. And also the same with diet. Serotonin is 94-95% gut based, which is your regulating as well. So that comes from a lot of what you're ingesting, what you are eating. And then that affects how you're thinking, how you're feeling. Exercising, getting that dopamine, getting that slow dopamine, moving your body. And so it does all play hand in hand. And the nervous system, I've done a lot of research on the nervous system and how that affects your body. And that's also regulated by, stress massively impacts your nervous system, sleep, diet, it is a massive umbrella that all works together to keep you mentally well. So even if you go to the gym every day, if you're not eating properly, you're still going to struggle physically, which obviously affects you mentally as well. You feel like you're not achieving or you're not getting that target that you wanted to meet. And same cognitively, if you're in lessons, if a child hasn't had enough sleep, they're not going to be able to learn as well, and then they get frustrated. If they're not eating properly, it has the same effect. So it does, everything ties in together.
Definitely. But in today's world, like I'm sure you must know this, that specifically in like developed countries like yours, be it UK or the USA, parents tend to have ready-made food, processed food because it's convenient, right? They don't have the time to cook for it. In India, we still have, like, my mom is a homemaker, so she often cooks food for me and my father. But over there, you guys don't have the time. So in that case, what sort of advice or what sort of, I guess, cure is there for this thing?
Absolutely. That is something I've been reading about recently too, is about ultra processed foods and how much they affect you. And it is quite a scary science that's coming about, some of these sudden deaths and things. It does make me think, oh, crikey. But in all fairness, some of the ready meals, because I've got an app called Yucca where I scan my foods to see how bad they are for you. And some ready meals actually aren't too bad.
Okay.
You have to do a lot of searching in the supermarkets. But as you say, I mean, I'm quite lazy when it comes to cooking. If it's not instant, I can't be bothered to do it. But things like cottage cheese, really, really good for you. Cottage cheese on toast. A new one I've just done is, instead of avocado, I use peas, and I blend the peas with lemon juice and some oils, and that on toast is brilliant. It's a very quick world, but like, this app is really, really helpful and it's time saving. But one of the books I've read, it said the least ingredients means it's generally better for you. So if you haven't got the app or it's not recognising it, because like sweeteners are like a massive no-no. Looking at things like honey and reading the back of it to make sure it's not had loads of things pumped into it, so those emulsifiers and things like that. It's basically things that are not having all those sweeteners and being processed to taste better and to be cheaper pretty much and to last longer. But it doesn't have to be difficult. Like I say, toast. But again, bread is another one. Like Jason's sourdough has least ingredients in it, but it's very expensive, so that's difficult. But you can make your own bread. Yogurt, you can use yogurt and flour. But another book I read said things like flour can be, because it's carbohydrate, it's harder for the body to break down. It turns it into glucose, which is your sugar and things. But then as long as you're exercising, you're burning it off. It's not going into that fat deposit. You're burning it. It's turning it into the calories that you need. But yeah, this app, Yucca, definitely recommend it.
Yoga or yogurt?
Yucca. Yeah, Yucca. Yuka.
Got it. Okay. Okay. All right. I was about to ask you a question. I lost the trail of thoughts.
Oh, that happens to me all the time.
Yeah, I want to know, how do you personally take care of your mental health, Emma?
So every morning, I get up way earlier than I need to, just so I can have, my husband calls it my faff time. where I like to be honest, there's nothing I need to actually do, but I'll just be like moving things around. But that helps me organise my thoughts because it's nothing too challenging and it helps me get ready for the morning. I talk to parents a lot about self-care and it's quite shocking that they don't implement it. So I often tell them quick and easy ones. So things like I have a coffee first thing in the morning. I'll make sure I don't even turn on my phone yet. So I go downstairs, I put my phone in flight mode overnight. I go downstairs and I boil the kettle. And I just wait while the kettle's boiling. I make a point of not doing anything else. That's a good 3 minutes where I'm just still. I'm getting myself mentally prepared for the day. I do stretches. I only spend 5 minutes stretching in the morning, but like a mini yoga, which is really easy and it's really good for like my back and everything. Everyone laughs at me for this, but again, it's all about time and what's easy. But I am very big on exercising. So if I don't have time for the gym or when I'm replying to messages, I have like a set time, I'll reply to messages and I don't like just wasting time. So I have a weighted hula hoop. So I'll use my hula hoop while I'm replying to messages.
Okay, the
The
kind of
head teacher at my school actually brought one now.
got it.
Yeah.
The circle thing, right?
Yeah. And it's really, and
Okay.
because it's weighted, it's good for your waist. And the kids at school used to laugh because if I go out in the summer on duty, I'd take the hula hoops with me and they'd all be hula hooping with me. But it's just easy and it does make a difference. I see a difference. So that's another quick and easy one. Most days, Monday to Friday, I'll try and go to the gym. I'm really lucky we've got a gym at school. So it's easily accessible for me. And I do clubs at school as well. I make a point of, I do boxing, I do a gym club as well with the kids because I say the physical
Wow.
exercise is really important. And also for my kids who struggle socially, it's the way that they're a part of something, they're socialising. But actually, when my music's that loud, they're not actually communicating much, but they're just a part of something. And obviously the boxing, it's partner work as well. So that's good because it's more physical. There's not that much verbally, but they're still working with somebody else. So I do quite a lot of it. I do enjoy reading, but that one's a bit harder because I have to be in the right frame of mind and not have too much going through my head because I like to really home in on it. But that might be something I sometimes do in the gym while I'm doing cardio. I'll read. On an evening, my brain's gone. I can't read every evening. I also like Spider Solitaire. That's like a bit of downtime for me. And I advocate for the kids with gaming. I do think gaming is really helpful to unwind. If I'm on the PlayStation, which I don't do that often because I am very 50-50 with gaming. I know it's very addictive and, it can bring out some anger and things. But generally, I know how it does. You can lose 3 hours, which in balance can be quite good for you because it's a way of shutting off your brain for a little bit. Again, kids socialise online as well in a positive way. So it's everything in balance. But I do say, a bit of gaming time, as long as there's boundaries put in place with it where, you've got an hour tonight or something and it can be a good release for anger, but as long as it's not harmful, they're not then smashing their controllers, effing and jeffing, things like that. So yeah, and I love walking. I always try and get my 10K steps in, but in the summer especially, and in the winter, if it's not too dark, I love going for a walk. And water for me, if I've had a really stressful week, being near water or going for a swim is really helpful for me.
Interesting. And I know that you are a coffee person, so am I. So I want to know how much amount of caffeine is okay from coffee itself.
That one is a bit of a sore subject for me. There has been many interventions about my caffeine assumption, but I am very, very aware about my caffeine consumption. So I have cut back, but it is a big stimulant for me, caffeine is. So like of a morning, I like to have it because I do like how my brain works when I've had caffeine, especially when I'm at work. But if I have too much of it, I talk very quickly anyway. But
Yes,
if I
you
have
do.
too much of it, I'm even worse. And I can see I'll be talking and saying things and my brain's going so quick, but my mouth isn't sort of communicating everything that's going on in my brain that well. So I do realise how it does hinder me sometimes too. And also it is meant to affect your sleep. I think I've just had that much of it that it doesn't, but obviously they say it affects your REM sleep, which you're not always that aware of. And I do get quite bad burnout, to be honest. And then I'll, like how I moan at the kids about sleep, when I'm getting to burnout, I will substitute by having more caffeine rather than resting and taking a step back. So that's something I still have to work on. We're all human. We all have to work on our mental health. It never stops. But yeah, me and coffee have a big love.
Oh, right now you are on that. Wow. That's why I guess you are speaking a mile a minute, and I'm like, yeah, I'm catching up. I'm catching up. Wow. And you are
Yeah.
caffeine, yeah, coffee. Wow. Nice, nice, great. Wow. All right. Is it because of coffee or is it the way you speak, Emma? You way too fast.
So yeah, I am a very fast talker. I'm very energetic. I am a very energetic person anyway. But you can, and the kids say to me, like, you've had a lot of coffee today, haven't you, miss? Because I'll be like,
Yes, yes.
so I am like this normally. This is only my second cup, and obviously it's
Oh,
10:30 here, so that is like I'm not even halfway through my second cup. So
interesting. Even the
a lot
size
of
of
this
that
is.
cup, it's enormous. Can you show it to me one more time?
Oh, it's not. It's just because I put it really close to the camera.
I do like have like this sort of cup, and it's like twice in a day I drink. Yeah.
Oh, is it like an espresso, the mini one?
Come again?
Is it like an espresso, a mini one?
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
Mm, mm,
Do you add
yeah, but
sugar to that, or is it completely black coffee, like without sugar?
yeah. So because I am like about my calories and things, so like that's why I don't have the milk just for the calorie purpose.
Hmm.
I
Great,
do
great,
like it with milk as well, but it's just to save on my calories.
nice, nice, great. Yeah, I'm
Mm.
also a yoga trainer, so I'm also into fitness and things stuff like that. So I make sure that I work out regularly, like flexibility. I work on my strength training as well. I like to go for walks, cycling. So
Good.
yeah, these things are crucial for me.
Mm. Weight training is the new real biggie, really, over the cardio. Obviously, cardio is important, but they say getting your 10K steps. So I don't really focus on that as much in the gym unless I'm trying to lose weight. But weightlifting does lose a lot of weight as well. But
Sure.
people don't tend to see it on the scales because obviously the muscle factor of it. But I am more about muscle when I'm in the gym. I don't really do as much cardio when I'm in the gym.
Okay, so you will like to gain muscles. Like, are you into like muscular? Do you want to be muscular?
No, I don't want to be in one of those championships for the most strongest woman. I don't want any of that. It is just I just enjoy it really. And it helps tone up. It's more toning up with the weightlifting. I do remember when I wanted to see how strong I could get, and then I was mortified because I tried on a top and I couldn't get it off because it wouldn't come out my arms. And my mum was like, "Gosh, Em," and I was like, "Oh, this is bad. I need to stop."
Great. And would you like to have big guns, Emma?
No, no. I do quite like my little back muscles. I get quite proud
Okay.
about my little back muscles, but I only want little ones. I don't want big ones.
Great. And what are your favorite exercises?
My favourite.
Yeah.
So I enjoy squat. To be fair, I do lots of squatting and different variations of squatting as well. In my gym club, the boys hate it because I don't have many girls in my gym club. But we do Beyonce, who runs the world, girls, and I do variations of squats to the song. And then if they're not squatting, if they're not loud enough, because I sing at them and I say who runs the world, and they need to shake back, girls. And I'm like, if you're not loud enough, we're going to squat harder. If you're loud enough, we'll stretch, so it's a bit easier. So I do variations of squats with the dumbbells. I do enjoy anything legs as well. I like the squat machines and the abductors and whatever the other one's called. I do enjoy those as well. And my hula hooping. If I was on commission, I'd make tons of money for advocating for hula hooping. It is very easy.
Interesting. Oh, nice. And apart from hitting the gym, going for a walk, what else do you like to do in your downtime, Emma? Reading also can
um,
mention that. Apart from those things.
Yeah, so going out with my friends is always a big one. I always have time to see my friends. That's usually based around food, which at the moment, because I am very conscious of the UPVs, the ultra processed foods, I don't enjoy it as much going out food because I'm a bit conscious about it. So often I'll actually ask my friends to come over, and then we do like little activities and stuff if they come over. Having a laugh is very, very important. Humour is very, very important. So always enjoy having a laugh. Going for hikes and things like that as well. Me and my friends are big on going for hikes and holidays. I do a lot of holidaying. I'm away every half term. I like seeing new things, exploring the world. I also do a lot of trips at school as well for the kids. I like to give them experiences they wouldn't experience before, a lot of them. So we did take them skiing. We went skiing with the kids, which was brilliant. I'd never skied before, so it was quite amusing, me falling over all the time.
Okay. Hello. Yeah, your screen has been frozen, Emma. I guess network connectivity
I
issue.
think I've lost you a little bit there. I'm not sure if it's me or you.
Okay. All right. Hello. Yeah. Emma, I was about to ask you again. I forgot. I guess I need that cup of coffee. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Speaking of children, yes, yes, yes. I got it. What sort of challenges mentally do you see in terms of children, like in terms of mental health of children?
Yeah. So I'll be completely honest. A lot of self-harming. It seems to come in waves, to be honest, but it is quite peculiar, really. But yeah, so it seems that there'll be like none for a while, like for a couple of terms, all my sessions are about other things, and then all of a sudden, all my sessions are around self-harm. But that seems to be one of the biggies, and I think that comes from when they're struggling in those first instances, they're not talking about it, they're not seeking that help early on, and then it gets to a stage where they feel they can't cope with it, they don't know the healthy coping strategies, they don't know how to deal with what's going on, so they start harming themselves. And then they get to me, so I have to do that sort of unpicking. I try not to focus so much on the self-harm. I'll obviously give them strategies. We'll talk about what strategies there are, which ones they think will be best for them to implement. But then I go right back to the beginning again about, so what's your triggers? What is it that's going on with you? And try and tackle that. And which often it can be anxiety, it can be a traumatic event, it can be a trauma for them. And then it's about unpicking that. And then eventually, once you've overcome those things, the self-harming itself seems to cut down or dissipate completely in itself already. And then it's just, it becomes like a safety net for them, so they can be doing well. And then all of a sudden they'll have a relapse, and then they're really hard on themselves again. And it's sort of just reinforcing those healthy strategies again and going back to basics and talking. Talking's the biggest therapy that tends to help.
Yeah.
Not feeling alone or feeling ashamed to talk to somebody.
Interesting. And speaking of talking, I feel like you must be a chatterbox, Emma, in your life.
Absolutely. I do say to kids, it's actually really hard. And I say to parents, to be an effective listener, it sounds like it's easy, but it can be very hard. And I'm like you. So I'll think of something to say, but I don't want to interrupt. So I always say at the beginning, I'm like, if I start writing things down, don't worry, I'm not reporting anything. It's just I'm going to forget what I need to say. And so I have to write it down.
Oh, interesting. And again, okay. Yeah, Emma, what
You've
are
lost it again, haven't you?
some of your personal rules that you never break, no matter what happens, in general, about life?
Personally or at work?
No, personal rules in life, in general.
Okay. I'm very big on lying. I don't like lies. I'm like, whatever it is, just tell me. Never lie to me. And I don't tell lies either. And even with the kids, and that can be really difficult sometimes. So we have something called PSHE Day that we have every term, and we're not allowed to tell the kids when it is because it can affect attendance. And the kids will go, Miss, when's PSHE Day? Because I know my automatic, I don't lie. And I'm like, I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that. I'm like, but And I'm like, well, obviously I know. Sometimes I'm like, I have actually forgot. I don't know the date off the top of my head. But I am like, the kids know. And I say to them, I won't lie to you. So sometimes if it is like harsh, I will sort of say, I won't lie to you. Do you really want to know? But yeah, so that's a biggie. And also being kind. Being kind to people is another biggie for me. And that can be really difficult sometimes if someone's annoyed you. But I always think to myself, no, be a better person. Don't feed into it. I'm very big on energy, and what you put out to the universe comes back to you and things like that. So
Mm.
that's like a core principle for me. And I try and embed that in the students too. And I
Right.
know that can
Oh.
be really hard if someone's done hard by you. And I'm like, personal, not professional opinion, like I would be believing karma.
Mm.
So I'm like, look, you don't need to do anything if that. And also, if someone's being hurtful or have got hate in their heart, well, what they need is love. It's quite sad that they've got to that point that that's happened. So that
Yeah.
can sometimes help soften the blow someone's been unkind to you. But yeah, and treating others how I want to be treated, pretty much.
Mm.
And try not to judge. It can be really difficult, being completely honest. Sometimes we do. So it is trying not to be judgmental and trying to see deeper. So that's, I think, why I've become so good at my job anyway, because if a child acting out and their behaviours are bad, I look at, well, why are they behaving that way, and trying to find sympathy in it. And I do that in day-to-day life. If someone's acting out a certain way, I think, well, why are they behaving like that? It's really sad that they have to behave that way.
Oh, yeah, it takes, I guess, it takes a lot of knowledge to think that way. And it also makes you empathetic, I guess. You don't,
Mm,
yeah, you don't, like, if a person is angry, you feel sorry for him rather than you
mm.
getting angry on him.
Mm. And
Oh.
it does. It's not always that easy. It takes a lot of emotional strength, and sometimes I can be quite harsh on myself. If I lash out, I'm like, you need to be better. You need to be better in control of your emotions. Like,
Hmm.
and I'll tell myself off as well. But it
Wow,
makes you relatable to the kids as well. Like, we're not robots. We are human. It's normal.
definitely.
So when you do lash out, like humans do, like I lash out, don't be too harsh on yourself. It's just making yourself aware of it so you can better for next time, better prepared.
Interesting. And I'm just like you, I'm also a big, like gigantic believer of karma. So I make sure that
Mm,
deliberately I never try to do anything that can be harmful to living beings, any living
mm,
beings. Yeah, so
absolutely.
yeah, we have this theory. I'm not sure whether you know it or not. Like, do you know about Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna, anything?
Yes, a little bit, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, like we believe that in Bhagavad Gita, like Lord Krishna was the first motivational speaker, and he tell us entirely what to do and what to do, not to do.
Mm,
Like Bhagavad Gita is a kind of a book, which is the first self-help book we consider, and we try to read it and we follow the same things in our life. How to live your life, and yeah, I guess how to live your life in a better way. I guess. Yeah.
mm. And it's a very peaceful way.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
Interesting. Wow. And what does an ideal weekend look like for you, Emma?
Um, Going for a walk, spa day. Spa days are nice. Being able to read, having time to read, not rushing in the morning. Um, so having plans, but not necessarily anything set in stone. So like last weekend was quite perfect because it's very unusual. I have nothing to do. And I think something had cancelled. So I managed to get up in the morning and just read my book for a couple of hours, had a few coffees, and
Wow.
then and then I went shopping, and then I went for a spa day. So I went to my local spa and just went in the sauna, the steam room. Um, I didn't actually have a swim, but having a swim normally like is
Wow.
ideal for me as well. And going for a walk, I've got a lovely little lake near me. So yeah, just having a bit of a chill and eating good food, being able to prepare some food, having time to actually prepare food, but nothing that takes too long.
Got it. And speaking of coffee, Emma, like, do you feel that way? Like when we drink coffee, our stimulation is really high, and once, like after a few hours, it gets low. So again, we need a cup of coffee to get to that again stimulation. Do you ever feel that way? Like the fluctuations in your energies?
Yeah, so I do feel like that's why I crash on an evening. I mean, I think either
Hmm.
way, like to be honest, even if I have a coffee at like 4 o'clock, I am still crashing anyway, so it doesn't really perk me up. But
Right.
I have noticed, like with my cutback, so I subsidize it for other things, like healthier things. Because like I could stop it if I want to, but I do really enjoy coffee, and actually there is some elements of coffee that are actually good for you. There's science
Definitely.
behind it, but
Health-wise,
it's
yeah.
everything in moderation.
Hmm.
Um, Otherwise, I would have cut it off. So I have two coffees in the morning, And then from 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm on peppermint tea. I put peppermint and green tea together in a
Got
big
it.
flask, and then I drink all of the flask. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'll have one either 11 o'clock or 12:30, but sometimes I don't have time, or sometimes I'm just thirsty, so I'll just have water instead. But then I do find come the afternoon, so about 2 o'clock, because of how our day at school's structured, come the last period, I do get a little bit sluggish. And then I have an hour, and then I have a club or I have a workshop. So sometimes I might have a coffee. If not, I have my carrots and hummus, and that just tends to give me energy as well.
Wow, interesting. Yeah. You said something. I lost again. I forgot what you said, but you said something. Yeah. Let me.
Is it peppermint?
No. Not with the pepper.
Crashing?
Rushing. Yeah, the one with the benefits. Benefits. Emma. Yeah, I want to tell that the benefits are countless. Like it's good for like for people who have fatty liver. Black coffee can
Yep.
be helpful for that. It's also good for, I guess, uh,
It's good for digestion as well.
yeah, digestion. Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
Yeah, true.
And they
It,
have said how it is good for the brain. It gets your brain stimulated, and
yeah,
that's
and
why.
diabetes as well, Emma. It's good for diabetes. True.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there you go again with the
I
coffee.
feel like we might get a sponsorship at the end of this for coffee.
Nice, great, interesting. And do you have this same amount of coffee every day, like the mug that you're drinking, or it
um,
varies?
yeah, it does sometimes vary. So, like I say, sometimes if I'm on the verge of burnout, I tend to have more coffee. But generally, so it'll be like that mug, and then I have a travel. It's a little bit bigger that I take in the car with me because I have quite a long commute. So I tend to drink that on my way to work, and then I'm on water while I'm in the gym. And if I'm going straight into work, it'll be like my peppermint and green tea.
And do you keep the track of how much water do you consume? Like, do you stay hydrated all throughout the day?
Yeah, yeah. So I know that in my flask of green tea and peppermint tea, because that's mainly water, so I know that that gets me quite a lot anyway. And then I try and have, I've got my water bottle that's quite big, and it has like the times on it, so I try and have 2 of those a day as well. So I'll have one of them while I'm at work, and then I'll have one when I get home as well. Because
Mm,
water is very, very important as well. Very
definitely,
important.
definitely, couldn't agree more.
Hydration, yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Wow. And what sort of genres do you like to read in terms of books?
Oh, so I have a list. I actually prepared a list. So, and I put it into sections as well. So for anyone who wanted to like scratch the surface for mental health, like didn't know anything, I love Fern Cotton. Fern Cotton's like my idol. I loved her as a child. I actually met her. I went to a Happy Place festival, and she's amazing. So she's done books like there's Calm, Happy, Quiet. They have nice activities in them as well. Her books do. They're very accessible for children as well. I love Positive Vibes by Vex King. His book was amazing. He was actually at Fern Cotton's Happy Place as well. The Secret, that's another really good one. It's a
Yeah,
real oldie. Have you heard of it? It's amazing.
Art of Manifestation, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. And then if you wanted to get deeper into it, so they were like the books that I started with, like during COVID. And then as I've got more interested in the brain and how the brain impacts everything, Dr. Daniel Siegel is incredible. So he has like the whole brainchild mindset, developing the mind, no drama discipline. The Developing the Mind was an intense read. It was really, really intense. It took me a long time to read it. A lot of it I didn't understand.
Wow.
I actually spoke to one of our science teachers because she's very into mental health, and I was quite happy. She found it a struggle too. But between us, it was really good. And a book called Tiny Traumas. I really enjoyed that book. That was interesting. Automatic Habits by James Clear. You might have heard of that one. That one's a
Yeah,
popular one.
I have that.
And yeah, oh, brilliant. And Mindset. Mindset was really good. And I took a lot from that and put that in my practice about fixed mindsets. And then there was also a recent person I've come across who is amazing. I actually emailed her and she replied to me. I was really fangirling. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she's replied to me. Her name's Dr. Joanna Moncrief, and she did Chemically Imbalanced.
Okay.
And that changed my professional life completely.
Really?
I've got a big list of her books on my Christmas list.
Okay, that's the name of the book, Chemically Imbalanced.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Wow.
Yeah, it was incredible. It was so good. And she does a lot about dopamine. So my next couple of books from her that I want to read are all about like dopamine and things. But yeah, I actually emailed her and she replied to me, and I couldn't
Really?
get over it. I really want to
Wow.
meet her.
Interesting. And is it for people who are into like field of mental health and like people who are psychiatrists, psychologists like you, or is it for normal people, chemically imbalanced?
Yeah, to be honest, anyone could read it. It
Okay.
wasn't a hard read. Even for myself, though, there were bits that she wrote about, and I did go and Google it and search it even deeper. But she was incredible. Honest to God, like anyone like me, I actually in my email to her, I said like the research that she's put into that book, it must have taken her years, and a lot of it I only had to Google to find out like certain drugs I wanted to know more about them. But she'd put so much in it that you didn't like. When I read books, I spend hours doing my own research into it, and I didn't have to with this. And I said, you know, the amount of research you've put in there, like, was really, really helpful, and I'm really appreciative that you've done all that research and dug so deep. And she's had a lot of backlash from it, to be honest, because it's talking about the bad side of antidepressants.
Okay.
Yes, it's not a popular thing to be looking into and researching. And she calls out a lot of things as well, like pharmaceutical companies and how it's a money making industry. But then she does say, you know, the good side of how to utilize antidepressants in a safe way. But she's just incredible. And I'm in absolute awe of her. I want to be her when I'm older.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that book out because
Mm.
it feels like it's intriguing the way you describe it. So yeah, is it available on Amazon?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
That's where I had it from.
chemically imbalanced. Okay, got it. I'll keep that in mind. And on that note, Emma, I'll won't hold you any longer. You can go back to your coffee, I guess. And we're gonna catch up soon again in the future. I'm gonna bother you again. But in the meantime, take care of yourself. And it was really a pleasure having you here on my podcast today.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Speak to you soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.